Right, so let me get this straight. Reform UK, Nigel bloody Farage's bloody ego van with a logo is leading in the national polls. Top of the leaderboard. First, numero sodi uno, and yet nobody wants Farage as Prime Minister, not even his own voters. It's like everyone's going, yeah, we love the band, but could the front man just not? I mean, what kind of a political paradox is this? It's like as if everyone suddenly started buying Nickelback albums again, but said, yeah, can we just mook the singer though? What about Reform supporters? You know, the party you love, led by the man you'd rather cross the street to avoid. Farage is the least popular person in the entire prime ministerial Hunger Games. Less popular than Starmer, who has all the charisma of a wet flannel. Less popular than Kamikaze Badenough, who I think most people still think is a contestant on Bake Off. And yet here he is, leader of the polls. Yeah, he's awful, but have you heard of his policy on winter fuel payments? And then right as YouGov poll drops saying, mate, you're about as popular as a wet fart at a wedding, Farage is doing a mid-policy speech in London laying out his vision for Britain. Well, let's start with, he wants to raise the tax-free allowance to 20 grand. That's about 50 to 80 billion quid. Tax perks if you're married, because apparently the birth rate will rise if you give people 50 quid and a Greggs voucher for reproducing or something. Scrap the 2-child benefit cap. Lovely idea, but again, money. Hello? And then winter fuel payments. He wants to restore them, which is nice, assuming you're not using the gas bill to heat the house already. Yes, he's really bringing out the Karl Marx in him, isn't he? And how's he going to pay for all this? Oh, here we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Sorry, it's the Ed Edmondson in me. Yes, he wants to fund it by cutting net zero, diversity and asylum hotels. Brilliant. That's like saying, you know, that Ferrari, I like the colour, but can you just wait till I cancel my Netflix so I can pay for it? And here's where it gets properly mental. The more Farage rises, the better Keir Starmer starts to look, which is the first time those two words has ever been said in the same sentence without the words soul-crushing despair. Turns out lefty voters, Lib Dems, Greens, the kind of people who take pronouns quite rightly very seriously, are 17 points more likely to back Starmer if Farage is the alternative. Even Tories, actual Tories, would prefer Starmer to Farage. That's like Arsenal fans saying they prefer Spurs to win the league if it meant Farage never showed up on Match of the Day or something. What about the Tories, though? Well, the Conservatives are looking at Reform like they've just seen their ex shag their brother, because most of Reform voters used to be Tories, and only 7 to 8% of them would prefer Badenoch over Farage, which means they're not coming back. They've gone, lost, off to the political dark web where people argue about foreigners and gender-neutral toilets. And the current Tory voters, well, 61% would rather anyone than Nigel, man of the people Farage, in number 10. That's your base, that's your core, that's your bloody mad racist demographic. Gone, Kemmer. About Reform's recent wins, yes, the 700 council seats, 10 councils, 2 mayors. I mean, sure impressive, but voters clearly see Reform like they see Ryanair. Cheap, gets the job done, but God help me if I have to listen to that fucking song again. Because Farage isn't popular. The brand possibly is. He's riding a wave of, well, it can't get worse, can it? While simultaneously handing out leaflets promising £100 billion shopping spree paid for by cancelling recycling or something. And of course, what do the unions think of all this? Well, typically the unions hate the plan. TUC called him a political fraud propped up by hedge funds and speculators. Labour said the whole economic pitch was basically Liz Truss fan fiction. And they're not wrong, are they? He's up there promising the earth while planning to fund it by deleting your HR department and setting the wind farms on fire. I suppose you could say in a funny way, this is what politics in Britain has become. A country so desperate for change, it's prepared to vote for a party it doesn't trust, led by a man it actually dislikes, to enact policies it knows are economically illiterate, just to send a message to those who they believe are woke or something. British politics, you could say, has officially entered its drunken karaoke 2am phase. Chaotic, slightly tragic, and guaranteed to end on vomiting on the vulnerable. Now, Farage could win, and nobody wants him to. That's not democracy, I suppose you could say. That's a hostage situation with a ballot box. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.